Hey, how you doing? It's Spencer from My Tennessee Home Solution. I've gotten a lot of questions the last like 2-3 days about bankruptcies and foreclosures. So I figured I'd just put together like a quick 2-3 minute video and just kind of cover some of the basics. Just kind of, trying to help out as much as I can. So obviously, bankruptcy is when you go to the court and you file, for instance, Chapter 13 bankruptcy and say, hey, I can't afford to pay back either my debts, that kind of thing, my mortgage, what have you, right? Bankruptcy is a formalized procedure with the court through the judicial system. Now, Tennessee is a non-judicial foreclosure state. So what that means is if you default on your mortgage, right, whether you can't pay it and you have to stop, or if you choose to stop paying it, because that does happen sometimes, it means the bank can kind of step in and foreclose your property without going through the judicial system, without going to court. Excuse me. So, for instance, in the state of Tennessee, so let's say, for instance, I'm unable to pay my mortgage and I don't want to go get a bankruptcy. This filing for bankruptcy will stay on my credit report for about 10 years and can impact my ability to get another loan down the line or make credit-related decisions. So I realize that I'm about to go into foreclosure. So once I stop paying my mortgage, the first thing that'll happen is your lender, your bank will reach out to you and be like, hey, what's going on? I highly recommend that the first thing you do if you realize you can't pay your mortgage that month is to call your lender. Sometimes they can work with you, or at least they can present you a bunch of options and really do what they can for you. But let's say I'm unable to pay, there's nothing I can do at this point. The bank will serve me with a notice of default. So what that means is the bank will send me an official letter saying, hey, Spencer, you've defaulted on your mortgage. And I'll be like, oof, okay, it's an official letter. So now I'm in the default stage of my mortgage. So what that means is the bank now has two options. One, they can either do a notice of trustee sale, which means I have 90 days and then the bank will take possession of my property, or they'll serve me a notice of power of sale. So what that means is the bank doesn't want to take possession of my property, but what they're going to do is an intent to get their money back. They're going to auction my property off to an investor, to another bank, or to a buyer who's looking for the property. Now what that means is when that new person buys the property at auction, then they will enter with me what's called a notice of redemption, which gives me 6 months to try to figure out, hey, how do I move to the next, like move out, find somewhere else? How do I try to start paying my bill now with a new owner and possibly different terms or something of that nature? Now, Tennessee is also a non-recourse state. So what that means is in Tennessee, if the bank sells off your property and isn't able to make their money back, so let's say I owe $200 on the property, it's worth $200, but the bank is only able to sell it for $150, then I need to talk to the bank. The bank will talk to me about how to get that $50 back in difference. Obviously, the numbers are a little different, but for example, that's generally how a non-recourse works. So that was about 3 minutes. Hopefully, down and dirty answers to some of your questions. But if you want a more in-depth question or got a long conversation, feel free to give us a call anytime or just shoot us a text. Like you'll get me, I'll text you back. Even if we don't end up buying your property, because at any point in this, right, until the bank owns it, is your property. You can sell it, and we're happy to buy it. And we'll talk to your bank or talk to your lender, whoever, too, and get that all sorted out. Try to keep you guys out of foreclosure and keep you out of bankruptcy, and just kind of put some cash in your pocket, get you moving. But even if we don't end up buying your property, if there's a better offer for you, I'll let you know that. I'll happily tell you, right? We want to be your advocates. We want to provide a service. So in this instance, we just want what's best for you guys. It either keeps you in the house or gets you started on the next adventure. All right, whatever it takes. All right, we're here to help. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, like I said, hit me up. Happy to talk to you about it. Take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes. We'll talk through the situation, maybe talk through some options, generate a solution. We'll get you on your way. Perfect. Hey, I appreciate it, and thanks so much.